Hello, fellow humans, and welcome to Great News for the Planet this week. This is a J Mac Mingo production. Welcome back to the show, where we share real, uplifting environmental progress happening around the world. Nature is resilient, and people everywhere are stepping up to protect it. This episode, we're taking a special deep dive into the ocean's hidden worlds, celebrating community design solutions, expanding environmental education access, and learning from indigenous fire stewardship. Let's get into it. Story 1. Deep Sea Expedition discovers dozens of new species. Scientists aboard the RV Investigator recently completed a multi-week expedition off the coast of Western Australia that led to the discovery of dozens of previously unknown deep-sea species, including vibrant soft corals, bioluminescent invertebrates, and several mysterious sponges believed to be thousands of years old. This team worked in waters over 4,000 meters deep, places where sunlight never reaches, pressures are immense, and temperatures hover just above freezing. Using a remotely operated submersible equipped with high-resolution cameras and delicate sampling arms, researchers were able to explore seamounts, trenches, and ridges that have rarely or never been seen by humans before. One of the standout discoveries was a branched deep-sea coral with fluorescent blue and purple tissue, living on the slope of a submerged volcanic ridge. Another was a drifting, jelly-like organism that stretches several feet long and moves almost like a ghost in the water, resembling species that have only been theorized in deep ocean ecosystem models. But the significance of this research goes far beyond just adding names to a list. The deep sea plays a crucial role in global climate regulation. Many of these newly documented corals store carbon in their skeletons for centuries. Understanding these ecosystems helps scientists refine climate models and identify which regions are most in need of protection. Perhaps the most startling finding, evidence that illegal deep-sea mining and trawling may already be damaging some of these habitats before we've even fully mapped them. Some ridges showed scarring, clear signs of heavy equipment dragging across the seafloor. The team emphasized the urgency of establishing marine protected areas before commercial mining operations accelerate. How can you support deep sea conservation? Support organizations working on deep sea mapping and protection. Contact your local representatives about opposing deep sea mining permits. Follow research institutions releasing expedition updates to stay informed. This discovery is a reminder. We still know more about the surface of Mars than our own ocean. Exploration isn't just inspiring, it is essential. Story number 2. Sustainable Design Project recognized. Fuse at Mason Square. A community-centered building project called Fuse at Mason Square has received national recognition for its sustainability-focused design. This space blends green architecture with public accessibility, featuring solar energy, open-air community workspaces, rainwater capture systems, and native landscaping that supports pollinators and birds. What stands out is that this wasn't just an architect's vision. The project was shaped through neighborhood workshops, ensuring the design reflected cultural values, practical needs, and environmental responsibility. It serves as a model for community-led sustainability instead of a development imposed from outside interests. Story number 3. New grants expand environmental education access. New public and private grants across several states are expanding environmental education programs, particularly for students in communities with limited access to green spaces. These programs fund field trips to wildlife centers, school garden programs, outdoor science curriculum, and hands-on conservation training. Research consistently shows that kids who learn outdoors develop higher environmental awareness and emotional resilience. And these grants are working to ensure access to nature is not a privilege, but a right for everyone. And that brings us to our last story of the week: Indigenous-led beneficial fire programs in California. In California, indigenous cultural fire practitioners are leading controlled burn programs rooted in thousands of years of ecological knowledge. Communities such as the Yurok, the Karok, and dozens of other nations have historically used low-intensity fires to clear underbrush, promote new plant growth, support wildlife, and prevent the kind of devastating megafires we see too much today. These cultural burns open the forest canopy, allowing berries, grasses, and medicinal plants to return, which supports deer, pollinators, and traditional food systems. But for more than a century, U.S. policy banned these burns, mistakenly viewing fire as destructive. That colonial policy disrupted natural fire cycles and led to forests overloaded with fuel. Now, after extensive advocacy, the state is reestablishing legal pathways for tribes to lead and teach fire stewardship. These programs are producing results. We are seeing healthier forests with more biodiversity, reduced severity of summer wildfire seasons, a restoration of cultural traditions and land relationships. This isn't just policy reform, it's a return to ecological wisdom that kept landscapes balanced long before modern governments existed. How can you help? Support legal recognition of indigenous sovereignty and land management rights. Learn from indigenous-led conservation organizations. Volunteer or attend cultural fire education events if available in your region. And that's our show for this week. If there's one takeaway, it's this: the planet is not giving up, and neither are the people working every single day to protect it. From scientists discovering life in places we've barely imagined, to communities designing sustainable spaces, to educators making sure the next generation gets to learn with nature, and indigenous leaders restoring practices that have cared for the land for thousands of years. Progress is happening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please remember to like, subscribe, share, and send us a comment of where you're watching from. It generally helps us reach more people who need to hear some good news about our planet. And if you've got a positive story from your town, your school, or community, please send it our way. We'd love to feature it. Thanks for watching again. Take care of each other, and remember, good news grows when it's talked about. We'll see you next week with more great news for the planet.